Jalen Suggs didn't slip that far. He goes with the very next pick, 5th overall to the Orlando Magic, their first pick in the first round. And Jalen Suggs becomes the second top 5 pick from Gonzaga, joining Adams Morrison. He went 3rd overall in 2006. First athlete in Minnesota high school history when Mr. Basketball and Mr. Football, which says a lot about his competitiveness. Of course, we know about his buzzer beater that he hit against UCLA in the Final Four. So Jalen Suggs going 1 pick later, 5th overall to the Orlando Magic, as we bring back in Gary Parrish. Gary, we thought perhaps Jalen Suggs goes 4th overall. He goes 5th overall to the Orlando Magic. Your grade here is what?
A+. For Orlando, this was simple. Once Jalen Suggs is available to you at 5, you take him at 5. You know, he can play with the ball. He can play without the ball. He was a star for a Gonzaga team that marched all the way undefeated to the national championship game. We talk a lot about how he was a high school basketball and high school football star. But that's actually worth noting because I think his past, his background as a quarterback, scrambling around and looking for receivers, actually helps him playing basketball. He can see, open rim runners that other people can't see. He can make passes that other point guards can't make. And then on the defensive end, he can guard his position. And if a 6'9" guy wants to try to dunk, he can pin it against the backboard, as we saw in the NCAA tournament, and then start a fast break that leads to an easy bucket. He's a tremendous two-way player, top-shelf athlete. If he can figure the jump shot out, this is a guy who's going to be an all-star many times over.
Well, he was absolutely exciting to watch at Gonzaga as he goes 5th overall to the Orlando Magic. And, Matt, it wasn't a 40-footer that he hit in the Final Four. It was a what?
37.
37-footer.
Let's get it right. Facts.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Same height as the Green Monster, by the way, in case someone wants to know. So
nice.
From the top to the bottom, whatever. Okay, Orlando gets Suggs at 5. They're also going to pick at 8. So at least they're scheduled to, but we never know about trades. But you see that top 5 right there. Suggs seems to be the guy who fell a little bit, and Orlando seems to be the beneficiary. I'm going to start with you, Matt. You seem to be somebody that says, look, I understand what's happening here, but Suggs is going to be great value wherever he lands. Why do you like him so much? Sort of sell me on this.
Because he is built for the modern NBA on both sides of the floor. I think that he's got potential to be a top 10 defensive player coming out of this draft class. He was a wonderful, rugged, pass-first point guard who really adapted quickly. I remember talking to Mark Few, Gonzaga coach, in the preseason, and at that point he was like, listen, Jalen's coming along nicely, but he's kind of hitting a wall that all of our players have. And then 2 weeks later we were talking, he's like, okay, never mind everything I said about that. He is a very, very quick study, quick learner. Listen, I'm about to show my Chicago Bears fandom here real quick. This, to me, right here, feels very Justin Fields going to the Bears, except Orlando didn't have to make a move. It's hard for a team to be in the 5 spot and come out of draft night as a potential top 3 winner kind of feel. I think Jalen Suggs is the 2nd best prospect in this draft to Cade Cunningham. This is the kind of draft pick where if you're an Orlando Magic fan, yes, you very well, guys, you might have your point guard for the next decade and the guy that can get you out of the spot that they're in tonight, and that's with 2 picks in the lottery.
I feel like every year Orlando picks somewhere between 5 and 8, right? I mean, once upon a time they won the lottery back-to-back years, Weber, Shaq, but lately it feels like every year they're like 5, 6, 7, 8, and yet despite the fact that they're always picking in the top 10, not necessarily in the top 3 or 4, I look at their roster and I'm always like, really? Huh? How is this guy going to fit into that team, which really has not had a lot of success?
No, they haven't had a lot of success, but when you look at Suggs, he's going to be the best player on this team. Last year during the All-Star trade deadline, it was basically a fire sale with the Orlando Magic. Vucevic went to Chicago, Fournier went to Boston, because they were in the rebuild mode. They also have a new coach. Now, Suggs is going to be the band leader on this team. And some would have thought, well, they have Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony, as my buddy Matt in Orlando will tell you, he's not Suggs. So Suggs, on the ball, off the ball, physicality that he brings to the backcourt, this kid is a freak athlete. I agree. He won't be afraid to guard anybody on the floor. He's a winner. He makes big shots. And I'm really excited to see him in an Orlando Magic uniform next year.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.